Yeah, so last year, season 3 was my first year in the league. It was my first year going to the league, actually. And I was lucky enough to not only make the draft pool, but be selected 50th overall by the Nets. The experience is really cool. Like, it definitely made me want to do it again. So I really enjoy being able to play something that I love for money and be able to check out a cool city and just kind of, take on the responsibility of being a 2K professional. Yeah, so I definitely wanted to do it again. So I put in the time, got this opportunity this year. I operate on a relatively low amount of sleep. That's kind of just the way I like it. Like I personally cannot get on board with the not being conducive to a productive life at all, with waking up afternoon and stuff. So I would say it's pretty reasonable for me to stay up till 2 or 3 if I'm like a late night of gaming. But most nights, I guess, would not really reach that point. And then I'm up by 9 or 10 like every day. So like I definitely don't have this, I'm not waking up at 7:30 every morning right now anyway, but I definitely don't have a sleep schedule that's like where I'm damn near nocturnal. Like that's definitely not something I like. All right, yeah, so I'm obviously a huge sports fan. I really have been my whole life. And really my sports background comes from my dad. My earliest memories are me playing sports, mostly just the big 3, baseball, basketball, football. Really ever since I was like as young as I can remember. I remember like my first memories are my dad in my backyard in our driveway, him throwing wiffle balls at me and him teaching me how to switch hit. So, my next like coach pitch practice, I can show that I could bat from both sides of the plate. So I've been like really a massive sports fan my whole life. I remember before my first grade, like before the bus got there, I'd wake up like an hour early so I could walk downstairs and get on the computer and look at the baseball scores from the previous day and memorize box scores and try to figure out like who's been hot. And I knew the 25-man roster for all 30 MLB teams when I was 6 years old. Like that, baseball and really basketball, football at really all levels has really just been almost the biggest thing in my life. So I definitely had a passion for sports really since I can remember, and that's like stayed strong to this day. Like I definitely don't go a day without watching or following sports. It's a big part of me. Yeah, so 2K5 was the first 2K I played at all. And that was like, I played that quite a bit. Ben Wallace was on the cover. It was definitely a good time for me. But the first 2K I played at least somewhat competitively was 2K17, I think. I played, I started taking it a little more serious, 2K12, 2K13. That was closer to the end of middle school for me, so beginning of high school. But 2K17 was when I finally was good enough to get on a roster for some of the competitive leagues. But I didn't take it serious really until 2K20, I guess. 2K20 was the first year I took it like really serious and, felt like I deserved to be in the NBA2K League. Yeah, I actually know them all pretty well. Reed, I've known since probably 2K18, 2K19. We played in a team-up league together on Xbox, and I got a chance to kind of get to know him and thought he was a pretty cool guy. And then I went to the season 2 ticket tournament held in Orlando at, I think, Full Sail University, and I got a chance to hang out with Reed and DT there. So it was cool to kind of, that we had this internet friendship, but for it to, we were still cool in person and got a chance to hang out. It was pretty cool. And the same with DT. I met him in a similar situation. I met him in the team-up league, and he was on my team, and I got a chance to get to know him. And I thought he was a cool guy. We've been stayed in touch since then, talking on Twitter and texting and stuff. And then Snubby, I've had it. Actually, it's funny. I didn't even realize this. I've met Snubby also in the team-up league. He was my teammate again, and I got a chance to know him, and we stayed in touch. Like we talk pretty frequently ever since then. So with those 3 guys, I've got real strong relationships. They're probably 3 of my top 10 to 12 friends in the 2K League. And they're all in the same spot. And I got a chance to hop on the phone with Robbie a couple times over the past couple months. So he's definitely somebody that I have a good relationship with. And, I didn't know Future too well before we ended up on the same team. But, the day after the draft, I kind of let everything settle down and I texted him and we had a few conversations. So I definitely think him and I are going to get along. I'm really looking forward to the whole thing. I think this is a really well-constructed roster. Yeah, my offseason it's been great. I definitely spent a lot of time playing 2K, especially on the next generation. I've kind of compared my hours to some of the other prospects, and I have like more hours played than a lot of them. I would say I played the game more than most everybody, in the 2K League in the last like 5 months or so, and somewhere in that range. But yeah, it's been cool. I've been balancing like family time and hanging out with friends and going on vacation and playing the game. I definitely feel like I did a good job of focusing on both my mental health and physical health, and while still grinding the game a lot and trying to become the best 2K player I can be for myself. I think I'm coming in to be the sixth man for Magic Gaming, and I think that's just kind of the role that like I'm originally going into. But at the same time, I'm a very capable player. I know that if anything changes or if we want to try different lineups, I'm more than capable of stepping in and filling the role. But I think most importantly for me is I'm an energy guy. You know, like I'm going to bring 100% of my energy and my work ethic to every single practice, to every single scrimmage, to every single game. The team will never have to worry about that. And I'm also a smart guy. Like I might see stuff that other people might not see, and then I'm comfortable sharing my opinion, and I'm comfortable telling the team what I see. So I think just a combination of just having a strong work ethic and just being energized, I think is something that Magic Gaming was missing. I'm thrilled. I'm so excited for the season to start. I would drive down there right now if I was allowed to. I'm ready to go. This is exactly what I wanted. I definitely want to make the most of this opportunity. So I'm ready to go. This is very exciting.